One game advantage. We do still start with a 3v3. This is effectively game one in the rotation, even though it's officially game two, our grand final of Gamers Without Borders 2022 North American Edition is underway with Raiz getting it started off in a 3v3. They've got Arsenal, of course, for his little cameo appearance here. He has not lost in this tournament. Yes, SSG has dropped the game, but all Arsenal has played is threes. Just like all this twos and ones. Yeah, y'all ain't paying me enough for this. So T-Shock is out, but he is wreaking havoc on the 3v3 side. Took out AJG, and then Raiz makes the stop as Shad tried to go behind him.
Now, Stacks, here, is this the big brain play for Complexity? Do you go bold if you lose this 3v3 and you pick ones? I would love for Complexity just to throw out the 1v1 against Spacestation. Raiz says, give me Daniel! I can do it twice! I kind of want to see Complexity lose just to see them pick ones, because I feel like that would be hilarious.
I mean, I think I pick twos because you want that 1v1 matchup to be a little bit later. Maybe you get a couple long overtimes, you get real close to Daniel's bedtime, and then, you know, maybe that's been Chrome or Jasper, or whoever their sub is for this, as Raiz will play one downfield.
Daniel's in his waking prime. He doesn't go to bed till like 5 a.m. Come on.
Yeah, that's
go forever.
That age once. Last century. Raiz will score here to open things up for Complexity after the double commit between Daniel and Arsenal. And in their haste to end this series, they left the gate open behind them.
It's Raiz again who did it. Puts it in the back of the net. And I have to say, Stacks, I know we've been kind of beating this drum for a while, but I have been so impressed by the Chilean. I mean, honestly, he has just been incredible to watch, and people have talked about, we've talked about Raiz in the RLCS even, and the kind of pinches that him and Shad can produce, but I've just been so impressed with his versatility. And I don't know if any of us really expected that. We obviously know that Raiz is capable mechanically, but the other game modes are different than threes. You're not, just because you're good at threes doesn't mean you're going to be successful at twos, especially means you're not going to be, or it especially means you're not automatically going to be good at ones. But Raiz just continues to impress and holding this lead against Spacestation for now and doing well enough as Raiz gets the clear.
Well, and his arsenal has become, that was not intended, but you know, it's become more diverse, right? He's not just the flip reset guy, which, I mean, I remember, Jorby, we've talked constantly about Raiz, how he's got to do something other than a flip reset. There he is, he's going to go for a flip reset. It's not just the same thing over and over again. See, we'll drop one down to Shad, that's just a little bit wide. Raiz didn't get anything there, and maybe could have got out of the way for AJG to get more power on that shot. But when you're the hot hand, I think you do have to kind of take a look, as Raiz will pop one in. Shad's got the deflection, and Raiz will clear over top of Daniel. It's just Raiz has become so much more deadly now as an attacker, and his defense is picked up as well. I think he's maybe, I know we're prone to hyperbole, Jorbs, as they're going to give up an open net. Oh, Shad saved it! Are you kidding?
What was that, Stacks? I think...
I objected move to strike, but my point still stands. He might be the most improved player in the North American RLCS so far this season.
Oh man, Complexity, they're crossbar merchants. And by that I mean, they love utilizing their own crossbar for saves. Most of the time it's been Raiz. This time, Shad does it. I mean, come on now. That 4-0 is looking less likely with a minute 30 left, but it is
I know, right? Yeah.
That's a good touch.
Oh, no.
One more touch. Daniel's there.
And Shad, he's not Raiz. Not everything he touches turns to gold, but that was one heck of an impressive save. He'll catch this on the back wall, try to slow down SSG some more. Now Raiz with Daniel waiting at midfield. Raiz with the swat away. And Daniel had to go underneath, but he ate a demo for his efforts. Raiz, oh, he was going after Daniel again. He spawned in after, and then made the save with Arsenal.
Oh, Raiz, that's a good scoop. That 50 was going to be really dangerous if they had lost that. Daniels comes in, also wins the 50. Raiz is actually going to leave that rotation, allow AJG to move forward. Shad also playing a deep follow-up against Daniel. That will give Spacestation the way out. Stacks 4 shots on net for Spacestation. Only one more for Complexity. It's been really tight so far. Complexity have held the line on defense, and they might just caught them out. That's 2-0. Spacestation even with that game advantage, losing this first game to Complexity off their hot win versus All Mid.
The goal participation numbers for Raiz Bull at the end of this are gonna be all world. Obviously, you got the 1v1s, that will skew everything. But even in the team formats, he's got his handprints all over everything that Complexity has accomplished, except that AJG gets the third goal. And this will be the one game Complexity wins that's an absolute blowout over SSG compared to what we've seen the rest of the tournament.
I wish I could have seen that kickoff one more time, because Reynolds didn't even look like he made contact on the kickoff. Shad literally got a free touch. I can't look at that one again.
And yeah, this is nothing here for SSG. They can't even get downfield. Jorby, I haven't seen SSG look like this in this tournament at all. Raiz Bull and Complexity are a sight to behold, and there's no bracket reset here. They've just erased that one game advantage in the first 5 minutes.
Now, where does Spacestation go? You go right. You go right to your man, the guy that's literally closed it out for you. He's been lethal all weekend or all week so far. Daniel, 1v1.
I think you go twos.
You go twos. You say that 1v1.
Because you know you're gonna get ones anyways, so that's whatever, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Whether it's a best of 7, but I think you want Daniel and Reynolds to go back. They haven't lost together yet. Arsenal is now holding an L for the first time in this event, so you know his mental's shot, so you got to get him some time on the bench. And then you go to twos with Daniel and Reynolds, and then you let Daniel play the 1v1. You bring Arsenal back for like game 6 when we get to play a 3v3 again, and everything should be fine. T-Shock will close it out in game 6, and we'll all go home happy.
Does look like 2v2 is the pick for Spacestation. I think that twos is actually really strong against Complexity for Spacestation. Reynolds and Daniel together are honestly disgusting. Like Reynolds, I think twos is his strongest game mode personally in this format. He has not looked like he was going to give up anything in any 2v2 matchup the Spacestation have played so far. And I think that's why Gregan is so big on that. Not just because of Daniel, but this in particular, the 2v2, that's the big one I think Spacestation have over Complexity. If Complexity win on this, that's going to be huge. It's going to help really dull the effects if Daniel in the next 1v1 can take down Raiz Bull. If Complexity win this 2v2 here, it'll make Spacestation's life a little more difficult and give Complexity that little bit of buffer. Oh Raiz Bull.
Gosh!
Right. El Toro! Just because you're the bull doesn't mean you gotta be the bully. Look at AJG on the other end. Was that Shad that bumped him? Nobody from Spacestation is getting that, and that's just a silly goal, man. Raiz Bull.
He got the bump and stayed with it to dish it in himself. That is actually illegal. And Shad answers back off the kickoff, and it's 2-0. And this combination of Raiz Bull and Shad have been phenomenal. They hadn't won a single 2v2 with all the other combinations. But on the last day, where it matters most, they figured it out. Shad makes it 2-0, looking for a third, trying to chase down Reynolds, and now Daniel can finally get an offensive touch, and he's just giving it away. That left a lot to be desired. And then Reynolds got hung up with Raiz Bull. This could be dangerous. No. Raiz Bull scores!
Oh my goodness. It is a flood of goals. Raiz Bull initially getting kicked off the ball, and then Reynolds double jumping up trying to block Raiz Bull's shot, but Raiz Bull just lets the ball fall down, kept his nose on it, didn't need to push it forward. That was beautiful from Raiz Bull, recognizing where Reynolds' approach was on defense there, letting the ball drop, completely nullifying his position on the pitch. And he continues to produce stacks. Raiz Bull is by far the coolest story of the tournament. I mean, honestly, it has been so fun to watch this guy pop off. We'll see what Spacestation have here. Reynolds gonna try to demo Shad, but it's not gonna work. Shad gets around the bump, gets the save, and Raiz Bull gets the clear out.
Arsenal sitting on the bench right now just going, do I have to show y'all how it's done? 3-0 to Complexity. This is unbelievable. With the game advantage, Spacestation Gaming.
Pre-jumped. He's pre-jumped.
Game 1, Daniel. Wow, okay. Raiz Bull will still be ahead.
They're pre-jumping stacks. They can't beat them. They're desperate.
Oh,
They're desperate.
They are. No way. Look how early. He's like, I got him. Nope. That's it.
What am I watching right now?
You are watching
Reynolds
a
and Daniel
comeback for the
literally didn't
ages.
look like anybody could beat them in 2v2. Like, no one even got close. Raiz Bull, HAG, 0-4. Put Shad in, and your 2v2's now got the Chad energy that you were looking for. It's going to come out. Raiz Bull pushing that one across. Reynolds and Daniel just haven't really had, how many opportunities have they had to carry the ball? Here's Reynolds going for the bump again on Shad, but that's not really working out. That's off the post and in. I had a feeling the post has been kind of cruel today. I was wondering if that would bounce out, but no, that one's in.
What is that, the first goal for SSG in this series, and it goes in just off the lower inside of the post? All right. Still got 3 minutes and 4 seconds. I know what we're seeing out of Complexity. Looks like nobody could beat them right now, but 3 minutes, an awful long time to make 4 goals hold up. As Daniel's stuffed by Raiz Bull, and Shad's just going to take his time, kind of bait Reynolds in. Now Raiz Bull against Daniel. They'll just let that one go, and they'll live to fight another day.
Oh, ball got away from Reynolds there. He was hoping to pop that up, maybe find a way to get around Shad, but then the ball got away from him. Now he's got the catch here in the corner. Good moves from Reynolds. Oh, brilliant here from Reynolds. This is well drawn up. Daniel challenged by Raiz Bull, but then a catch by Reynolds here. Drops the ball down underneath, slips right by Shad, knowing Raiz Bull's going to be there right in the middle of the box. Instead of trying to push the ball forward, lets the ball drop and then pushes it right into the side. Excellent work there from Reynolds, and the recognition again on the defenders, and they're coming right back, Stacks. You can't count them out in 2v2. The 4-goal comeback is on the board. They need one more.
I know what they were talking about before the match. They were like, hey, respond to Chrome's DM. You know what the message was? All right, so here's what the deal is. We're going to spot you guys a 4-goal lead in 2s, and then we're going to come back and absolutely just crush your spirits. So here they are. They're up 4. The lead is 1. Reynolds going to try and do it himself. Shad got in the way, so now Daniel will catch this. Here comes the Wonder Kid, and Shad's up there to stop him too.
No boost for Shad. Raiz Bull's also far back. Oh, and Reynolds couldn't really get a handle onto the ball. Raiz Bull was able to take over. Push away from Daniel, push to Shad back. Can they actually generate something out of this? Reynolds gets a fortunate demo and then an intentional one maybe on the Shad. Either way, 2 Complexity players really ran into Reynolds on that. And it's gonna come back on the rebound. Complexity a little slow to these rebounds, and now Daniel's got the catch. Flip reset once over Raiz Bull. Shad's forced to come back. Reynolds gotta be next up, but he sees Raiz Bull, can't overcommit. He's pushed over. Complexity has stabilized for now. And that 2-goal lead would certainly make you feel a lot more comfortable, but you still feel like momentum is in Spacestation's favor.
Complexity opting not just to rotate out, they want to go right at the ball handler and chase him down the field, make him kind of force the issue and not set anything up. Kind of like that out of Complexity, but they could get caught out. Down to a minute 16. It feels like it's been a while since they've scored, since they went up 4-0. Minute 10 is Raiz Bull racing away from Daniel. That's a great job defensively by Daniel. Took out Raiz Bull. That actually might work out for Complexity because Raiz Bull is back, and he stopped Reynolds off the respawn.
Oh, Reynolds, the ball kind of skirted off to the right just a little bit because he was trying to square up on the nose and neutralize that 50, right? Because Raiz Bull would skirt off the ball. Reynolds would have an easy goal to push in, but the ball actually scoots a little off of his path. That messed up the 50-50 and very well could decide the game. It's so small and so subtle, but that one over Raiz Bull, he just gets that touch. Reynolds doesn't have a lot of boost. He's gonna push the ball back a little bit here, give himself a full tank. He's got Daniel on the wing. He's gonna go for the pump. He misses Shad, who pre-flips into it, wins big time for Complexity, but the bounce favors Space Station, and they're given life with less than 20 seconds left to go.
Got Daniel ahead, but he wasn't in a position to receive that. Shad jumped in the way. Now down to 10 seconds. Reynolds and Daniel not all that close to this ball. Raiz Bull is. Last chance now for Space Station to try and get one back in the series. What a save by Shad. No time on the opening. Reynolds. Overtime. Here we come.
4 straight goals right into Complexity's heart. See you later, Raiz Bull. Deleted. Shad, no chance. Oh my goodness, Stacks. You wanted an entertaining grand final. Well, we're getting one right now. What a comeback from the boys.
Raiz Bull had to roll away from him, but he's got a full tank of boost whenever he decides to use it. Reddles, big time dunk, and Shad will clear it away. Raiz Bull was looking for Daniel and just didn't turn the ball cam off in time. Shad pop one up. Raiz Bull off to the side, they run into each other. Reddles got it and look.
What a pass!
Pass! They ran into each other, and Reddles took advantage. Daniel wins it.
My God, that's a 2,000 IQ play by Reynolds. He takes his time. He sees nobody from Complexity is on the strong side of the rotation. He knows Raiz Bull has to stretch for it. He has to respect the fact that Reynolds can go for that ball whenever he wants. And when you think he's going to go for the shot, he goes for the cheeky pass to Daniel, completely catching Shad off guard. That was, oh man, what a comeback. Reynolds coming up big time for Space Station multiple times. And oh man, that just completely took the wind out of Complexity's sails. Oh my
We
gosh.
saw it a moment ago. The goal that made it 4-0, and we thought, okay, ball game over. Let's go on to our 1v1 matchup. Space Station is chalked, and then all of a sudden, Reddles happened. And then Reddles happened again. And then Daniel happened just for a little change of pace. And even that goal off the kickoff, you know, Reddles set up with the bump, and then, that this flick was a thing of beauty. And that pass, I mean, when you saw Raiz Bull and Shad run into each other there on the back wall, you thought, okay, Reddles is going to be up a little bit faster. He can let this shot fly. But Reddles, 5 billion IQ that he has with a B, drops that down to Daniel. Daniel wins it. And now, I mean, it really is a 2-game swing. You go from being maybe down 1-2. Now you're up 2-1. You get the 1v1 coming up. You know it's Daniel and Raiz Bull. There's no suspense here. And this is the matchup we've wanted to see ever since we saw them earlier in the upper bracket finals.
I will be shocked. Okay, I'm going to go on the record right now.
Okay.
I will be utterly shocked if Raiz Bull beats Daniel again. There's no way it happens twice. Raiz Bull's super fast.
You heard it here
He's got
first,
the mix-ups. But like, surely.
There's literally no way
Surely.
Raiz Bull beats Daniel twice.
Stacks.
Literally
Surely.
impossible. Could
Come
not
on.
happen in any of the various multiverses that exist. 7 seconds in, 1-0.
Come on, man. Raiz Bull's last 1v1 went 7-6, so you know, we got a lot of Rocket League to play.
There is. He's had a lot of 1-goal games in all of his 1v1s for sure. Oh, he had Daniel kind of flopping around, but he made a good recovery. Now it's Daniel's turn to work. None of these pesky teammates in his way to mess up his brilliance, but this time he's stopped by Raiz Bull, the one guy who can stop him. He'll try again. And
Nice.
flip reset. Raiz Bull kept it out, but there's the rebound. Daniel stayed with it to tie the game.
Raiz Bull will always come up with that initial save. It's gonna always be about the recovery. Who recovers faster off that initial save? Obviously, Daniel landed first. Raiz Bull was still recovering from that initial save, but it always comes down to that recovery. That's part of what makes Raiz Bull so deadly, is when you think you have him beat. It's the speed of his recoveries that really catch you off guard, and then his movement behind the ball is equally as fast. So you gotta watch out for those. Daniel caught him there, but Raiz Bull just might catch Daniel out on this one, who has to awkwardly put it in front of his own box, but he stays with it.
Full tank of boost for both of them. Here we go. Tough for Raiz Bull to score here. Daniel, one of the easier saves he'll make. Got a piece of Raiz Bull there, and he got over him. Raiz Bull can't catch up. 2-1 Daniel.
Gets away from Raiz Bull. Daniel, nice work. Raiz Bull just a little too aggressive on that ball. He likes to play that way. I think Raiz Bull does prefer to challenge the ball rather than wait. I think he's got a little antsiness to him. Loves to move quickly with the ball. He doesn't want to give a lot of time unless he absolutely has to. That's one I think you absolutely pull back. Give Daniel just a little bit of space. Find a more favorable challenge, and a little bit of power on that from Daniel, but saved away by Raiz Bull.
Oh, he's going to score here. Double tap to tie things up. How about this from Raiz Bull, by the way? Just these are the scores of all of his 1v1s. 6'7", 6'3", 7'2".
Nasty dude.
And then 4'3", 4'3", 6'7". He has been under fire, under pressure, more than anybody else in this tournament, and he has answered the bell. Oh, by the way, he never plays ones. Just like,
yo, hey, Johnny boy, I think you need to entice Raiz Bull a little bit to play one. Look at him pop and weave! Daniel got so full, the trail starts going in front of his car.
I know, it's wild.
That looks wild. Look, now Raiz Bull again, trying to challenge in the corner. This time Daniel doesn't have a lot of boost, so that's gonna be more effective, and there it is, he wins it. You just have to put it on target. Daniel's got nothing, and Raiz Bull takes the lead. That's when those corner challenges will win you the game more times than not. You gotta have the boost advantage in that situation. Raiz Bull did, and he takes the win there.
Remember the end of the 1v1. I know. Remember the match they played earlier, Raiz Bull and Daniel. I mean, Raiz Bull, it just kind of almost disrespected Daniel at the end. He was just playing around with him. Those final few seconds, like Daniel's trying to get the ball up off the wall. Raiz Bull's literally sitting over top of him like, come on, I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Game over. And it's just, maybe he's got his number. Maybe he's got everybody's number in this tournament because he has been outstanding talking about Raiz Bull.
You do have to remember, Chronic played him twice, and Chronic was able to beat him the second time around. However, here comes Raiz Bull on the pop. Daniel makes the touch. Cover recovery on the backboard as well. Excellent drop down from Daniel. He's got a chance to tie this up. Perfect bounce. That should be in. And Raiz Bull got there back in time. That recovery is too quick. And now he's going to have the turnaround. Punches it hard. 25 in the tank for Daniel. He's got the save. Oh, man. Some of these volleys have been really entertaining. Raiz Bull just caught Daniel out. The Chile Chilean strikes again.
Double the lead. 2:05 to go. Got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Oh, boy. Nobody has a winning record against Raiz Bull in this tournament. You know he's lost a couple. He split with the players that beat him. He went 1-1 with Chronic. He went 1-1 with Alpha Cap, including the clincher against Lil Step Rose in Game 5. Kep thought he wanted the smoke, and boy, did he regret it. Daniel will score here, his third inside 2 minutes, and still plenty of time. No matter how good the goals look out of Raiz Bull, they still only count for one, and Daniel has cut into the lead.
That was a great shot from Daniel. Saw Raiz Bull on the back wall, and so as soon as he gets the reset, lets that ball drop down just so far to make Raiz Bull have to stretch for it, and then he put it on the left side to really make it impossible for Raiz Bull. Now he's got the 50. He's got Raiz Bull beat here. That might be a goal. Raiz Bull can't get it out, and there, just like that, Stacks. As ones go, we got a tie game.
Yep. Might as well just throwing out the first 3.5 minutes or so. Raiz Bull did all he could. He didn't have a lot to work with. Just not enough with his raw talent to keep that ball out. 143. Brand new game. This time a race to the midfield boost won by Daniel. He's got Raiz Bull behind him. Missed the initial shot. Oh, he's going to want that one back as Raiz Bull, I think he might have tried to pinch that downfield. Didn't work out for him, and Raiz Bull got real brave for someone with no boost. Had to veer off for the side.
Gets away
comes
with it.
back to stop Daniel.
You should not be allowed to get away with leaving the play for the midfield. He's going to score. Oh, he pulled off. He went for the boost instead. I really thought he was going to pull off on the challenge. Daniel's going to punish him here. Nobody should be allowed to score by completely leaving the play to go get midfield boost, thinking you're that speedy and Daniel's not going to punish you.
Well, he got his due justice just a good 10 seconds later. 5-4. They're nowhere close to done. 7-6. We could see 8-7. Here goes Daniel. Looking for what I'm sure he hopes would be the knockout blow. Not happening. Oh, that's interesting. Daniel bringing it all the way back. Raiz Bull making sure to grab all the boost he can. And he'll just shadow him. When's Daniel going to pull the trigger? He never did.
I think Daniel might, take a page out of Chronic's book. Just start flicking the ball when he gives you that much space. Raiz Bull was unable to defend any of those. Daniel just trying to control that ball. If he can force Raiz Bull to come up and make a challenge happen, where it puts, after the challenge, it puts his car off the play, then it can give Daniel another easy goal, as long as he can constantly square up on those 50s. But here's Raiz Bull on the turnaround. Stays underneath it. He's Not catching Daniel out so easily this time. He knows he's got the boost advantage. Daniel's got nothing. Tried the pinch, but far side, not good enough. Daniel protects his own boost as well. He's got time on his side, Stacks.
Yeah, he's got inevitability. Raiz Bull has to come at him here with 10 seconds left. Daniel trying to avenge his loss from earlier, and he got through Raiz Bull. 2-goal lead with 7 to go.
Yep. He tried this last time on his push. Just drive forward. If Raiz Bull wants to shadow you behind the ball, just drill it. Because going backwards like that, you see Raiz Bull, he didn't want to flip backwards into it, knowing what Daniel was trying to do, but it's that reaction. He side flips as the ball goes over his hood, and it's the timing. Unfortunately for Raiz Bull, he's not going to get it. There is none. Raiz Bull defeated in 1v1. Daniel evening the score 1-1 in their bouts. And, you know, this has to, I wanted to go 7 because I need it one more time. We need the best of 3 1v1 between Raiz Bull and Daniel, okay? It was still fairly close.
Well, that was the one game that nobody gets to choose. That was the one where we'd seen 3v3, we've seen 2v2, so we had to go 1v1. Complexity will get the choice, and it will be 3v3. And, you know, we go back to all the numbers with threes and how good both of these teams have been in that format, and the way Complexity dominated game 2, technically, of this grand final. I'd go right back to it. Absolutely.
I literally think you leave the 1v1 for game 7. If you're Space Station,
yep.
No, actually, no. You know what? If you're Space Station, you put Daniel right back in, actually. I changed my mind.
You go for it in game 5. Or game... Well, here's the thing. So this is a little bit different. The timing's a little bit off, right? With the 1-game advantage. So game 7, there will be no choice. So whatever happens in the next game will dictate what format we play for that 7th and deciding game, should we get to it. So we will hypothesize on that a little bit later on. First, we got to see if Complexity can keep this series going. It is 2 wins in a row out of SSG, who had that 1-game advantage. They are on championship point. And putting the pressure on early against Complexity, Raiz Bull forced into action. This should be Arsenal's ball all the way. No, he never went after it. He couldn't turn back in, and Raiz Bull scores. I thought Arsenal had this tracked.
You couldn't see him. You forgot about El Toro, Stacks. He was barreling down the middle of the pitch. No way Daniel was getting back to that ball. But I do think, Stacks, that you got to look at Reynolds. I kind of had my eyes on him. I thought he was standout in that 2v2. And you might have to see him step up as well, because they weren't as successful against Complexity in the last 3v3. And already Raiz Bull starts the scoring out for Complexity. Raiz Bull dropping that down, but cut off by Daniel.
Reynolds all the way across, as I imagine Chrome gets to make a lot of the decisions here, and he gets to worry about what format they play, so the players don't have to think about it so much. Arsenal will take this away, and Shad throwing one across. But as we were wondering what would have happened in game 7 with all mid and Complexity, I do wonder what the choice may be going into game 6, which will ultimately decide what the 7th game format is as well. This goes to the backboard. Arsenal and Daniel will link up, but then AJG splits the difference. Reynolds taken out, so Daniel has to be a little more aggressive. Raiz Bull, AJG, and Shad were all there in the same quadrant, and you gotta wonder if that was by design, because that left nobody to pass to, and maybe let SSG off the hook.
Nice non-touch there from Raiz Bull. He was literally about to center it for Space Station, but he left it go. And AJG cut off by Arsenal. Space Station starting to grab more of this ball. He lets it drop for Reynolds. AJG gets the pop out. Raiz Bull also came out of the net. Shad flies in for the save. And Complexity hang on by a thread. And Shad just picked him apart by himself. In shades of technically game 2 Stacks, where Complexity just kept finding the back door of Space Station on these tight defensive rotations, and they catch him out in midfield again.
That first game went 3-0, 4-0. It was dominant in favor of Complexity. And you gotta wonder if there's just something now about the way Complexity's playing today that makes them unbeatable, at least for SSG. Reynolds will clear this one out after the initial save by Daniel, and I don't know how that found its way back to Reynolds, but okay. And Arsenal not involved in the play here. The other thing I wonder is if maybe you do get Arsenal involved if there's a 2v2 later on here. Raiz Bull will pop one up, take this himself. Easy save by Daniel.
Oh, you know, I don't know. Does Arsenal want to play? I feel like his minutes have already gone too high, right? He's a little winded.
I know.
He's already upset that there's
action
2:24 left on this clock. He's like, man, should have been done like 4 minutes ago.
I don't know if Shonduras can afford to pay Arsenal to play another match in this series. That was a cross. And AJG back downfield where Reynolds is waiting. He'll launch one right back in over Raiz Bull. The big, powerful clear coming from Shad. Happens to have Raiz Bull already downfield. Shad coming on now. Nobody guarded the net, and they got real lucky. Shad didn't make him pay for it.
Yeah, because that would have been the 6th time in a row they found an open net. Arsenal going to be taken away by Raiz Bull, who followed it, but the demo isn't actually going to open the box. Raiz Bull pre-flips off the backboard, and then pre-flips into that ball with no boost.
For one day, I want to see the game the way Raiz Bull sees it. In like total slow motion, a little bit of time travel involved. This is unreal.
It's just those little touches. It's like you're actually cracked, dude. Like, geez, chill.
Oh, Daniel, he's up on the weak side, but AJG, they're just a little bit faster. Minute 20 as SSG look for their first 3v3 goal in this series. Arsenal can't get that midfield boost. Didn't take the corner either. He left a lot of boost on the table that Complexity can use to bail themselves out of jail here. As Shad, right down the middle, Arsenal's got a turn on it. Kind of a missed opportunity for Spacestation. It's almost like they're being too nice to their North American compatriots.
Yeah, there's been no, like, they haven't had any control. Finally, a passing play materializes, but it was immediately broken up. And Arsenal's also pulling so far up, you'd think Spacestation would start adjusting their rotation, but they just haven't learned, Stacks. How long do they gotta sit in class before you eventually just gotta send them to detention? Arsenal gets punished, and Shad delivers another goal. That's his 2nd of the game.
3-0 was the score in the first game these two played in this grand final. It's the score now, and maybe could get uglier as AJG got ahead of Reynolds. We'll see how desperate SSG gets if they even want to bother throwing the house at him. Arsenal for Reynolds, AJG got in the way. Shad's gonna wait in the net, and then Daniel played that back, and boy, just any hope of a comeback probably just faded away with that clearance back. Raiz Bull, Shad, oh my gosh.
Wow.
He put that through the back of the net.
I think it went through a hole, and there's a couple of eggs injured on the play. We'll have an update on that, but definitely send a note to their families. Some of those eggs aren't making it back. Shad, you get away with that one. That's a Hattie.
It is. You know who is making it back? Complexity. Making it back in the series. All of a sudden, it's about to be 3-2. And the most important decision to be made right here.
I think
they decide what format they're going to play. They can't even score there with no consequences as Arsenal will bring this deep into the zone, and we'll just wait for the ball to touch the ground. So now Jorby. Here's how this sets up, right? As that one dies on the goal line. Line that up with everything else that SSG has had go wrong. They're going to pick twos. And why that's interesting is because now what would be the 6th game, or the 6th game that they actually play, functions as Game 7, and it has to be the format that hasn't been played twice already.
This is what I thought Spacestation were going to do. Yeah.
We're going to get a 1v1 if this goes to 7. But first, they got to win the 2v2, which Spacestation asked for against Raiz Bull and Shad, who have not lost today.
No, that's not true, Stacks. Reynolds and Daniel had a 5-goal comeback just a couple
you're right.
games
you're
ago.
right.
Did you forget about
and
that?
And lost the day before that. Yeah. Hey, I'm glad you're here to keep me straight.
I've been trying to tell you the whole time.
I don't want to let facts get in the way of a good story, okay?
You just didn't want to listen. I said Spacestation were going to pick 2v2 in Game 6 because of the giant comeback. They could end it here, and if for some reason they don't, well, they got the clutch master himself, Daniel, for the 1v1 Game 7. And I'm going to be honest with you, Stacks, I don't think that I've felt like more hype than, obviously, the LCS Grand Final, but a Game 7 1v1 with the way ones have gone lately, I mean, this has been so much fun. I'm in deep love with this format.
I by no means want to compare this to an RLCS final. There is a certain level of pressure there that you just can't match. But other than Justin, have you seen a player put in more high-pressure situations so early into their RLCS career?
None other than
Daniel.
Justin. Justin's the only one. Yeah.
And they're going to put a lot of faith on him to bring this tournament home if they don't clinch it here in Game 6. 3-2 series lead for Spacestation Gaming. As Shad and Raiz Bull will try to send this to a 7th game where Raiz Bull will get his opportunity to play hero once more. So many one-goal games that he's been a part of. Off the backboard, easy clear by Daniel, and both these teams kind of playing a kind of feel-it-out style of game here. Not trying to get too aggressive, though Raiz Bull did end up at the back wall, and Daniel might take that opportunity to counter. Reddles got through Shad, but it didn't come off cleanly from the corner. And Raiz Bull got around Reddles.
Oh no, Shad pre-flipped into that. That's the wrong choice. Yep, exactly. Shad had no business trying to flip into this play. He grabs that midfield boost and he flips forward thinking Daniel's not even there. Shad's gotta respect Daniel on that play. His path was completely off and he was always getting punished on that one, 1-0.
I will say, Raiz Bull almost got there when he had absolutely no business doing so, and he goes from almost to vamos. Tie game.
Put that on a t-shirt. Raiz Bull going to the far side on that kickoff, doesn't square up on the ball, and actually ends up side flipping off ball, lets the ball fall into him, so he wins the ball cleanly. That was a nice kickoff from Raiz Bull to grab the lead, that little changeup, and now the fake. Shad gonna grab it. Is he actually gonna win that against Reddles? No, Reddles is gonna win that touch, so he's gonna have to try. And Raiz Bull gets the first touch.
It feels like the universe has pit these two teams against each other as much as humanly possible after that incredible tiebreaker for the fall major. Here's Daniel. Flip reset if he needs it. Raiz Bull with the swat. And he'll kind of semi-pinch this downfield where Reddles will give it a look. Try to roll past Shad. Just trying to make him burn some boost, get him out of position. Then he can strike. Didn't work out that time though. Raiz Bull against Daniel. We've seen enough of it. He took out Reddles. Shad, indirect. Has Raiz Bull waiting in mid, and Daniel, recognizing that, jumped right into Shad, took the pass away.
Oh, they're trying, but those corners are really close for business right now in the orange half. Shad will try again. Raiz Bull even tried earlier with the demo. He was actually going to get a look at the ball, but he backflips, now takes it back over, and gets the touch. Reddles dives for the stop. Shad picks this one up off the ceiling. Here he comes, over and away. Just can't find the target. Reddles and Daniel closing up shop pretty well here so far. The ball killed in the neutral zone. Daniel puts a hard shot out, and Raiz Bull gets the touch.
Raiz Bull having to avoid Reddles. Daniel thought about it. Now he'll pick his spot. Shad spawns back, ball side. And you know what? Sooner or later, Reddles is going to get real sick of people spawning in to stop his efforts.
It's gonna get real sick of seeing Raiz Bull get
anything
all over the place. Thinking like, are we sure that you're only going supersonic and it's not any faster? Can we check your game client maybe? Oh, look at this, get it off the ball, got the recovery and the 50. You know, the only thing that gets him off of that play is Reddles bumping him off of it. Otherwise, I'm definitely convinced he wins the 50 there against Daniel.
We're seeing a lot of high-scoring affairs here. But this one, 1-1 with a minute to go. Raiz Bull, Reddles. 50 goes Reddles' way, but Shad with the follow. Uh-oh. He just got in Daniel's way. Didn't let him get cleanly downfield with that ball. That's a godsend for complexity as Shad, crisscrossing with Raiz Bull, clears out. Reddles is waiting though. Daniel, right on him. From the ceiling, Reddles for the win, and Raiz Bull with the save.
Good patience. He knew he had Shad in front, but that's a big win from Reddles. Raiz Bull flipping back in time. Daniel didn't fully commit. Instead, he won on the edge. Reddles got another demo, and Raiz Bull has just stopped it, but Reddles just put it in the back of his net, and Space Station have gone up 2-1.
Raiz Bull came across. I could see him coming from the corner. I thought, oh my God, he's going to do it again. But Reddles The pacing was perfect. 27 seconds. Can they shut them down? Raiz Bull got the midfield boost away from Daniel. He could take his own corner.
Oh?
Would be a numbers advantage. Shad tried to take out Daniel all the way back. Raiz Bull denied by Slater. Shad again. Daniel makes that save. They're both on the opposite side of the field. Reynolds can take all day with all the boost. He holds all the cards. And Shad needs it in the air. He's just got there. No time on the clock. We've seen it too many times. Raiz Bull can't get it. Daniel with the stop. Space Station Gaming take down the tournament.